Dear students, I am Dr. Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Government First Grade College, Shira, Tumkur District. The topic of today's lecture is about human louse. That is, both head louse and body louse as an important insect vectors. This comes under paper 4, that is insect vectors and diseases, BSc 4th semester zoology, Tumkur University. Both the head louse and the body louse has an important insect vectors. Let us see how these two acts as an vectors. As far as the human louse is concerned, so they exist in two forms, that is head louse and body louse. The scientific name of the head louse is Pediculus humanus capitis and body louse Pediculus humanus corporis. There is no much difference between both of them, that is head louse and the body louse. So this slide shows both head louse as well as the body louse. There is no much difference between the head louse and body louse. Okay, so all other except the difference in the appearance of the appendages, legs. Okay, that too in the first pair of appendages only. So there is some a difference. Forceps-like structure is present in body louse, and it is only a sharp elongated claw is present in the head louse. So this slide shows the distribution of head louses in the human skull. Again, the magnified view of the head louse. The Pediculus humanus is what is called as the human louse. It is usually found on the head, gripping tightly onto the edge. For gripping, this legs or the appendages, they play a very important role. All the appendages are the legs which are ended with the sharp horny claws. There are two races of human louse, as we have seen, head louse and the body louse. One is the humanus capitis, the other is body louse is humanus corporis. Both of them, that is both head louse as well as the body louse, they suck blood, and the body louse can transmit the disease, not the head louse. Body louse can transmit the diseases like typhus, trench fever, etc. The outbreaks of the body louse infestations usually only occur where the hygiene is poor. ಯಾರು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ so the body louse infection will be there. The outbreaks of head lice is common in children. So in compared to the adults, it is more common in children, even though there is good hygiene is maintained in the children's. The head louse does not transmit any diseases. This is very important. You all should know that the head louse does not transmit any diseases. Disease transmission as a vector, body louse only transmit the diseases, not the head louse. The life cycle of body louse is similar to that of the head louse, except that the eggs are glued to the clothing as well as the body hair. The body louse female can lay over 100 eggs in her lifetime. Feeding usually occurs while the host is sleeping. Malgiruvaga, usually they take a sufficient amount of blood from the human body. At other times, the louse rest in the clothing, body louse, clothing. The body lice can withstand longer period of starvation than the head lice. Okay, body louse even it can withstand longer period of starvation when compared to the head lice. The transmission is usually through the infested clothing or the bedding. They are not cleaned for a more time. Okay, so where the hygiene is not maintained, cleanliness is not maintained in the body and the clothes. So there you can see the presence of these body louse. The head louse, that is capitis, is an obligate parasite. Without the human head or the human host, it will not survive. It's an obligate ectoparasite of humans that causes head lice infestation, that is pediculosis capitis. The head lice are wingless insects spending their entire life on the human scalp, that is in the head only, and feeding exclusively on human blood. Humans are the only known host of this specific parasite, that is the human louse. For both head and body louse, human is a single host. While chimpanzees host a closely related species, that is Pediculus skiffy. Pedipulus skiffy is the another species where you can see the presence of these lices in the body of the chimpanzees. The non-disease carrying head louse differs from the related disease carrying body louse in preferring to the attached egg to the skull rather than the clothing. Okay, only the difference is that the head louse, they lay their egg to the hairs on the skull. Okay, whereas the body louse, they lay their eggs to the clothing, on the cloths. The two subspecies are morphologically identical, but do not normally interbreed. If you look into the structure, morphologically they are more or less similar, but they never interbreed. The crossbreeding is completely absent. The lice infestation, that is human lice infestation of any part of the body, is known as pediculosis. Okay, so either the head ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು, so due to lice is what is called as pediculosis. The body louse are dangerous. Body louses are the dangerous which are capable of transmitting the dangerous disease causing agents and the diseases. Body lice are spread most commonly by direct contact with the infested person. ಇದು ಹೇಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬರಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಹರಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಯಾವ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಬಾಡಿ ಕ್ಲಾತ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಬಾಡಿ ಲೈಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಸೊ ಯೂಶಲಿ ದೀಸ್ ಲೈಸಸ್ ಆರ್ get transferred from that infected person to the healthy person, or the infested person's clothing or bedding. Through that also you can see the transfer of the body louse. The body lice usually infest persons who do not launder or change their clothes regularly. ಅಂದರೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ, ಸೊ ಯಾರು ಕ್ಲಾತ್ಸನ್ನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ಕೊಳೆ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ತುಂಬ ದಿನಗಳವರೆಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಬಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಇನ್ಫೆಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್. The fumigation or dusting with chemical insecticides sometimes is necessary to control and prevent the spread of body lice for certain diseases like epidemic typhus. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಫೆಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸೊ ಫ್ಯೂಮಿಗೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಡಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹಾಗೆ ಬಿಸಿ ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎಪಿಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಟೈಫಸ್. The body louse, Pediculus humanus corporis, is a strict human parasite living and multiplying in the clothing, especially in body clothing. The louse infestation is associated with the cold weather and the lack of hygiene. So these are the favorable environment for the body louse to replicate or to undergo further development very fast. Cold weather and the lack of hygiene are the two important parameters where the body louse they grow well. 3 pathogenic bacteria are usually transmitted by the body louse. They are Borrelia recurrentis, Brontinella quintana, and Rickettsia prowazekii. So these 3 are the bacteria which are responsible for causing various different kinds of diseases in human being, and the vector is the body louse, that is corporis. Borrelia recurrentis that causes the relapsing fever. Brontinella quintana, it causes the trench fever or endocarditis, and it may lead to chronic lymphadenopathy, that is the infection of the lymph nodes. The Rickettsia prowazekii, this is also responsible for the epidemic typhus. These infectious diseases remain a public health concern in the population living in crowded and unsanitary conditions. This is very important. Unsanitary conditions, that means the poor hygiene is present in the slum areas, with the predisposing them to infestation with the human body lice. Only body lice acts as vectors for the human pathogens. Of these 3 types of louses, that affect the humans, only body lice acts as the vectors for human pathogens. That is, the body lice are known to transmit the epidemic typhus, relapsing fever, and the trench fever. These are the 3 important diseases which are transmitted by the Rickettsia prowazekii, Borrelia recurrentis, and Brontinella quintana are the disease causing pathogens, and they cause accordingly the epidemic typhus, relapsing fever, and the trench fever. This is Borrelia recurrentis, the disease causing agent. Rickettsia prowazekii, and this is the bacteria Brontinella quintana. These 3 are the bacteria which are readily responsible for causing the diseases like typhus, relapsing fever, and trench fever, and body lice acts as a vector in transmitting all these 3 disease causing agents, that is the Borrelia recurrentis, Rickettsia prowazekii, and Brontinella quintana. These 3 pathogens have been recovered experimentally in the body louse feces, that is undigested food which is released by the body louses. So in the feces, the one has identified these 3 bacterial species. The transmission of these organisms occurs through contamination of bite sites, conjunctivae, and mucous membranes, either by feces from the infected body lice or crushed infected louse bodies. So these the body louses, once they enter into the other human beings, okay, once they bite, so these the disease causing agent, they enter into the body, and accordingly they cause the trench fever, relapsing fever, and typhus, epidemic typhus. The louse-borne diseases are associated with the high prevalence of body louse infestations. Body louse infestations. As far as the epidemic typhus is concerned, it is associated with the fever and the multiple painful symptoms, which are then followed by the development of various important factors in the body, the appearance of rashes on the skin, neurological manifestations, the nervous system problem, respiratory manifestations. There is a respiratory problem with regard to the breathing, thrombocytopenia, that is the low level of the platelet count, elevated transaminase levels, that is transaminase, the enzyme transaminase level will be increased, that is the transfer of the amine group from the amino acid to the acceptor, the another acceptor compound. So this enzyme activity will be elevated, and renal dysfunction, the kidneys will not function normally. So these are the different the symptoms of the epidemic typhus. Epidemic relapsing fever is a louse-borne infection caused by the spirochete Borrelia recurrentis. Epidemic typhus, relapsing fever, they are predominantly affects the population living in poor hygiene condition. This is very important, where the environment is maintained very poorly, the hygiene condition is very poor. There we can see the epidemic typhus, relapsing fever, and trench fever can also be seen, where the body louse infestations are widespread. Prevalent means the widespread. So dear students, this is all about how the human louse acts as an important insect vector. So these are the reference materials along with the link. And dear students, so this is the time of COVID-19 pandemic. Second wave is operating now. Take maximum precautions. Wash your hands frequently with soap and sanitizer. Cover your face with face mask. Maintain physical distance or social distancing at least of about 2 meters between the individuals. Stay home, stay safe, save lives. Thank you.